Well, Ignite, I love you guys. I love you too. My name is Brian Willis. I'm a candidate for the Hillsborough County Commission, but before I ever became a politician, I was an advocate for improving our area's transportation system. And I've been doing that since 2007 when I came home from law school, and I'm here to tell you what I've learned. There's some big misconceptions out there about Tampa Bay, about what we are as a region. And I read about it every day. It's in the paper, it's covered. There's this idea that Tampa is someplace that is separate from rail, that we're not a place that has streetcars or transit or mixed-use buildings or urban development. But you go back to the history of what we are. You go back to the roots, like this picture from Ybor City, and you see that we really are a transit city, that we were built around rail, that we were built to be a streetcar and rail-compatible area. This is a map of the Plant rail line. And that building right there that we know as UT was the hotel. It was a destination hotel built to be the destination, the endpoint of Henry Plant's rail network. And not only did he build a hotel, but he built a city. He built this whole region that we live in now is driven by the Henry Plant rail network. The city of Plant City, with here, this old map from 100 years ago in Safety Harbor, they show that we have these compact, walkable, urban street grids that are built around the rail system. Not just in downtown, not even just in Ybor City, but in places like Plant City, like Safety Harbor, Lutz, Citrus Park. Up there on the right is what we see of Lutz today, but in the bottom left was the original plan. It was the plan. Lutz was platted to be laid out just like West Tampa was, and it was built around a rail line that ran north-south and still runs north-south along US 41, and there was going to be a community. When you could take that rail line from Lutz, from your community, down to Tampa, and you could take over 50 miles of streetcar, stretching from Ballast Point in the south all the way up to Sulphur Springs in the north. It was a tremendous network, and it gets to this point, this misconception, the biggest misconception about who we are as a region. We were built around rail, and then we tore it all up. And that's where we went wrong as a region. There isn't a problem with our original plan. This shows Minneapolis, which you could make a map like this of Tampa, where it just developed, those blue lines, the streetcar stretching out, and the gray buildings being built around the street line. And then in the 50s, we ripped it all out. And we took away our arteries and our veins and the streetcar network and the rail that was built, that our whole community was built around, and we replaced it with the automobile. And it hasn't worked since. We've been widening roads, we've been widening highways, we've been spending all of our money on cars when we built our neighborhoods around the streetcar and around rail. That is the original plan of our area, and the good news is that we can go back to the future. Other cities, other communities around the world, around the country, are investing in a modern streetcar technology and modern rail, and it's paying dividends. But it's more than that. What was significant about those streetcar communities, what makes Tampa so accommodating to rail and was built around rail, is the compact, walkable urban spaces, compact blocks, the difference between your suburban sprawl, your big strip center with lots of parking, and someplace that is more human scale. It gets to the point of what is urbanism. Because urbanism is not just New York City, it's not LA, it's not San Francisco. It's a set of principles that we have in our bones, in the DNA of Tampa, that we can invest in and that we can bring not just to Tampa, but to our Brandons and to our suburban areas. We're already doing it. We're already reinvesting and reinvigorating in downtown. All you need to do is go out to Curtis Hickson Park, to go to the Riverwalk, and see how that investment in high-quality public spaces is paying dividends. You know, I'm from this area. When I came back here in 2007, Curtis Hickson and the Riverwalk didn't exist. And now it's loved to death. We need to expand that. We need to expand all of those resources and realize that we're not just Tampa. We're a community the size of Rhode Island with all these different neighborhoods and subdivisions, and we need to invest in those neighborhoods, in these high-quality urban public spaces, even in the small towns, the small parts, the plant cities, the Thanodisasas, because the universal principles, which are at the DNA of who we are as a community, apply just as much in downtown Tampa as they do in Plant City, Thanodisasa, and Brandon. And when we've learned that lesson, when we've gone back to our roots of who we are as a community, we are going to be a better, stronger place. And so in our future, there may not be flying cars, but there will be better transit. And so we need to go back to the future and discover who we are. My name is Brian Willis. Let's do it. Need your support. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good evening.